I know you must be wondering what in the world is going on. Why are you showing up for today's hangout session, an episode, dressed like that? Honestly, I can't even tell you anything because I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. I'm just happy to be here, to be honest. You know when you're like cleaning out your closet and you start to like pull out articles of clothing that you haven't worn in a really long time? That's exactly what happened here. And it looks good. It's a good piece. Shout out to Japan, by the way. Anyways, hello everyone. It's Adrian, and you're welcome or welcome back to the channel where I talk about my unfiltered thoughts and opinions that nobody asked for. If that sounds like something that you're into, like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into today's episode. As you've seen from the title, today I'm gonna be talking about discomfort and seeking discomfort. So buckle up and let's get straight into it. Discomfort or seeking discomfort is not a new concept. It's something that philosophers have talked about and explored for centuries now, and like for a really long time. And today I just wanted to talk about that and also talk about my own personal experience with that. So yeah, but before we go to the other things, the person that I'm going to be focusing on today is Jacques Masabo. Sir, I'm really sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I'm gonna put it somewhere here so that you guys can see. But Jacques is an anthropologist. He's also an author. He's going to write a lot of books, relating to interior design and simply the way people live their day-to-day life, and how that kind of like intertwines with philosophy. But the book that I'm going to be focusing on today is a book that he wrote. It's called, what is it called? Wait, did I just forget the book? No, it's called, it's called Philosophy of Discomfort. That if you want to check it out, I would suggest that you do because it's a good book. But in that book, Jacques explores discomfort as well as comfort as historical and philosophical concepts. The book looks at different cultures and how they look at this seeking discomfort whole kind of conversations in a completely different light compared to our modern society. For example, like Japanese culture as well as Moroccan culture. For example, with Japanese culture, they have this thing where looking at their architecture, houses as well as interior design style. I mean, you might think that that's not important, but stay with me, it is. Looking at Japanese architecture, housing and interior design, it's completely different from the modern interior design and architecture as well as Moroccan, because they basically embrace this philosophy of seeking discomfort in our day-to-day lives. For example, with Japanese culture, you have this thing where people sit, they don't have a lot of furniture, you have to sit on the floor like I'm doing right now. I mean, it's not the most comfortable thing, but they do that because they want to embrace that discomfort that they're experiencing every single day, instead of sitting on your comfortable sofa from IKEA. I don't even know where you buy your furniture, but just take that as an example. In their culture, they embrace that, as well as Moroccan culture with the kasbah. They embrace that discomfort of the daily life that we live. And in the book, Jacques also suggests that we should recognize that uncomfortable situations and things are part of life. They're part of existence. And as we all know, our normal and natural human instincts always pushes us to like seek more comfort instead of discomfort, because that's what's easy, that's what feels good to us. And in the book, A Philosophy of Discomfort, Jacques encourages us to recognize that uncomfortable things and situations are necessary to existence. They are part of existing and living this whole life. in doing this whole and basically doing this whole life thing, he also suggests that we should learn to use discomfort and uncomfortable situations as our new way of finding pleasure, instead of you sitting on your IKEA couch or whatever you get your couch and indulging and consuming and feeling comfortable sitting on that couch. How about you do the opposite? Maybe sit on a floor, have a meal on a floor, just like the Japanese do in their culture, instead of just sitting on your couch and embracing that discomfort that comes with it, and use that as your new way of comfort, like a new hedonism or a new way to find and achieve more well-being. And I also wanted to kind of like talk about my own personal experience, that as it relates to seeking discomfort and uncomfortable situations, because it's completely different if you were to like give me a choice. Okay, if you were to give me a choice and be like, Adrian, you have two choices. Okay, one is to be comfortable your whole entire life, and this other one is for you to be uncomfortable. It's for you to seek discomfort in order for you to grow as a person, because we all know that we need to face uncomfortable situations and things that make us feel uncomfortable in order for us to grow as people. And I would always choose the comfortable part. Now stay with me. Why would I choose to be comfortable? It's not because I'm like most people trying to avoid discomfort and going for comfortable situations, but it's because it does not matter. To me, that choice is some kind of illusion, and stay with me, okay? It's some kind of illusion, because it does not matter whether I choose discomfort or comfort. I will always, every single time, end up in uncomfortable situations that force me to grow as a person, every single time. And this is something that I've realized when things are happening in the present. You don't recognize that, but it's something that I've sat with myself and recognized that it does not matter what I choose to go for. I will always be thrown in some kind of uncomfortable situation that forces me to grow as a person. And it's something that I've realized since I was like really, really young, because oh my god, I feel like when I came into this universe, or whatever you want to call this whole life thing, I feel like I signed some kind of contract where I was like, it does not matter how comfortable I get. God, please always send me some kind of uncomfortable situation that will force me to get out of my comfort zone in order for me to grow. Because it doesn't matter how comfortable I feel. Like, if I feel comfortable, it's only for like a few days, and then boom, something happens that like flips my whole entire world upside down. And it's not like it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, it's a good thing disguised as bad. It's those bad situations and bad things that happen to you, but because of those bad situations, they force you to grow as a person. But also, it's something that I realized that it only happens with me. I haven't seen it happen with so many people, because other people in my life, we're talking about friends and family and colleagues and all this kind of thing, they're allowed to live life and make dumb decisions and do all these dumb things and kind of like get away with it. You know what I mean? And with me, the moment life feels good for a second, the moment I get comfortable, something happens. Something bad happens that flips the whole thing upside down. For example, right now, and it's not like it's a mindset thing, a thing that I like believe to the point where now it just happens because that's my belief system. No, that's what happens every single time, and it's something that I never used to pay attention to. But now that I've kind of like looked and reflected at like my all these past years and everything that has been happening, it's just a trend. It's something that happens over and over again. For example, right now things are pretty stable, okay? Nothing crazy is happening. Something I know is just about to happen. What? I don't know. But every single time I feel comfortable and get comfortable where life starts to feel like a little bit easier, something happens. Like now things are chill, okay? Like I said, things are very calm, normal, but I know that something is about to happen, okay? That will like flip my whole world upside down. It's almost like God looks at me and it's like, yeah, you've gotten really comfortable. Adrian, now it's time to flip your whole world upside down so that you can grow. And it's not even something that I can like run from. I can't. Other people, they're allowed to be comfortable and be in the same situations for like years and a really long time. And with me, again, I don't think I have a choice but to always pivot and grow and put myself in uncomfortable situations. It's almost like I'm presented with these two choices where it's like you can be comfortable or uncomfortable. But even when I choose the option of being comfortable, me being comfortable will be so uncomfortable to the point where I will be forced to go do the uncomfortable thing that forces me to grow and evolve as a person. Does that make sense? Let me say it again. Even when I'm presented with two options where I can either be comfortable and basically live my life stress free without worrying anything and being happy, or choosing this other side that will force me to be uncomfortable and force me to grow and evolve as a person, even when I choose this option of being comfortable, it will be so uncomfortable. I will feel so uncomfortable being comfortable and not going anywhere and not evolving to the point where I will force myself to go and be uncomfortable so that I can grow and be better and be a better person and evolve in whatever part of my life we can be talking about here. And I honestly don't know I don't know why that happens. It's just something that I've realized. It happens a lot. And that's why I've said it before, and I will continue to say it again. I'm not somebody who seeks discomfort. I refuse to seek discomfort because discomfort seeks me. I do not have a choice. Like, I can decide to be like, you know what, I'm just gonna be comfortable and sit here, and whatever happens, and the whole thing will go upside down. All the doors will be closed to the point where I will be forced to deal with something, or to heal, or to be uncomfortable. If there is something that I'm putting off, a fear that I do not want to face, or something that I do not want to confront from my past, or something that I need to work on and heal, I will be put in situations where I will be forced to sit there and face that fear, face that thing, be in that uncomfortable situations, and sit with myself and reflect before I'm allowed to move on to a different chapter of my life. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of a spiritual person too. So when I'm looking at this thing, I'm like, oh God, this is insane. I don't know if I'm the only person who experiences this, because this is nuts. You know, it doesn't matter if I want to be comfortable. I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice but to be uncomfortable. So when I'm presented with an option to be uncomfortable, I will always choose that. I will always take that opportunity, because I know that it's only a matter of time before something happens that will force me to be on a completely different route and force me to pivot so that I can grow and go to that next chapter of my life, if you know what I mean. So when people are like seek discomfort, seek discomfort, no, I don't have to seek discomfort, because at the end of the day, the discomfort will seek me. I don't have a choice. I do not. So when things are stable and are going good, I always just like do the best that I possibly can to enjoy that moment, because I know that, oh God, it's only a matter of time before something shady happens. And it's not like it's something bad. No, again, it's something that's like, it's perceived bad, but it's a situation that is bad, or to like the naked eye might look bad, but that will force me to grow and pivot and go towards my highest path, or something that actually is meant for me, or something that is good for me. With other people, in my reality, most of them, they're really just like allowed to be comfortable and live the life and not have to worry about anything. But with me, it's a completely different story. But I know I sound crazy right now, but I'm not even kidding. I am not. Like, dude, I feel like I've just been talking way too much because I don't know, it's kind of crazy. But if you're someone who's like has a lot of comfort in whatever way that you define comfort, then I guess you should seek discomfort. You should seek those uncomfortable moments that force you. I mean, you should seek those uncomfortable moments that force you to be a better person and that force you to evolve and pivot and do things that are more aligned with who you are and who you are meant to be, or just things that are good for you in general that help you grow as a person. But if you're someone who's like on the other side of the coin, like me, where it does not matter what I do or whether I choose to be comfortable or uncomfortable, I do not have a choice, dude. I honestly do not have a choice. And I know this might sound like some kind of woo woo kind of situation, but it's not. This is a very real thing. And it's not a bad thing. It's not bad, again, because it forces me to grow and be a better person. Because when I look at most of my peers, it's most like, not all of them, but a lot of them, they're like stuck. They're like the exact same people. They're not going anywhere. It's like they're doing the same things over and over again. Nothing is changing. Nothing is changing. Comparing to me, which I don't really like to compare, but also comparing to me, something is always freaking happening. Something is always freaking happening, coming after me, coming after my neck. And again, it's not like it's a bad thing. When you look at it, it looks like it's a bad thing, but it's not, because it's something that forces me to face some kind of fear and deal with an uncomfortable situation that forces me to grow. That's why I always say that I don't have a fear. I don't have a worst fear. You know, when you talk to a lot of people, they're like, what's your worst fear? And they're like, it's this and it's that. With me, I do not have a worst fear, because all of them happened when I was younger. All of them. Right now, when I say that my worst fear is this, I mean that metaphorically. I don't mean that like literally, like that's my worst fear, because I don't. I don't have a worst fear. I feel like at this point where I'm at in my life, anything could happen. Anything bad could happen. I would like lose everything. I don't know. Like the worst of the worst could happen, and I would still sit here and be like, you know what? That's life. Things happen. That's life. Things happen. I guess it's time to move on and pivot. I'm so used to it, and I'm not saying this for you to like feel sorry for me, to be like, oh god, these horrible things keep happening in my life. No, that's not what I mean. I love my life. I live a really happy life, but that's because I'm used to it. I'm used to the chaos of things and me being in uncomfortable situations that oh god, I honestly don't want to be in, but have to be in order for me to like grow and evolve as a person. And I just feel like it's something that I wanted to talk about. And I don't know if you guys can relate or not, but god, it does not matter what I choose to do. When it's time for me to pivot, all the other doors will be shut down. They'll be closed, and I will be put in a situations where I'm forced to grow. I'm forced to do better. I'm forced to be a better person, and I'm forced to face a fear that I thought was gonna like kill me and like completely ruin every single thing, and just like, I don't know, some kind of fear that you feel like is gonna kill you and you're not gonna be able to recover from. Things happen, and I put in a position where those things happen and I face them, and I'm able to kind of like recognize my power and recognize that, oh, this was like one of my worst fears, but it happened and nothing weird happened. And I was able to be strong and face it and come out of the other side of the tunnel stronger. You know what I mean? So yeah, again, I wanted to share this because I didn't know if there was like, I don't know if you guys can like relate, or there's like someone out there who can relate to this phenomenon, whatever it's called. But yeah, I honestly, I've never really felt like I had a choice but to be better, do better, and pivot. It's also when I'm like making dumb decisions and doing things that I know I'm not supposed to be doing, or associating myself with people that I know I'm not supposed to associate myself with, or be in environments where I know I shouldn't be at. Something will always happen. Something bad will happen that will force me to not be in that environment anymore, or not be friends with that person anymore, or oh god, I don't know why it happens. I mean, I do know why it happens now, because again, I'm forced to be in these weird situations in order for me to grow. But yeah, it's really strange. It's a really weird thing how a lot of people have to like seek discomfort in order to grow. Then some of us, we don't even have to. We don't have to seek it because we don't have a choice. Whether we seek it or not, we're gonna be uncomfortable. We're gonna be forced to be in these uncomfortable situations in order for us to grow and be who we were meant to be, I guess. And man, it's crazy. It really is. It's nuts. It's nuts. I don't know who to even talk to about this, because they're just gonna be like, yeah, you're definitely crazy. You're losing it. I can see you're losing it. But it's a real thing. It's a very real thing. I don't know if you guys can relate or not. I just felt like sharing this, and to see there's somebody out there who can relate to this same thing or not. But yeah, that's what has been on my mind lately, and what I've been wanting to share and talk about. But yes, you should seek discomfort. Me, on the other hand, I don't think so, because I don't have a choice. At the end of the day, I'm gonna end up in the same spot when it's time for me to pivot and make that different decision, and basically go on that different path, I guess, that I was meant to be in. I mean, this sounds very much like some woo woo stuff, but it's a real thing. It's a very much a real thing. But yeah, that's all I wanted to share for today's episode. Let me drink some water because I feel dehydrated. But yeah, that's all I have to say for today's episode. Let me know in the comments if you guys can relate. I love you. Take care of yourself. Again, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this whole hangout session thing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll see you on the next episode and next video. So yeah, subscribe. I love you. Take care of yourself. Also, can we just take a moment to appreciate this? This is a Japanese garment, and it's cool, isn't it cool? But it's time for it to go back to the closet. It's so beautiful. I've had this for a really, really long time, for years. I got this when I was really, really young. But here we are, full circle moment, and now I'm wearing it for this episode, talking about some Japanese culture and their own philosophy, and how that blends into this topic that we're talking about today. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna keep yapping out, and I'm not gonna stop. But that's all I have to say. Like and subscribe. I love you. Take care of yourself. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye. Take care.